What's up, world? It's Coleman Junior 88, your independent source for wrestling, NASCAR, and music news. Tonight, as I promised, there's gonna be a huge video. I've tried uploading this 4 or 5 different times, but I've screwed up. But now I'm all prepared. I've also got tonight's pay-per-view review video as well. TNA Victory Road, which happened tonight, March 18th, 2012. I want to give you the results for that, as well as some albums you guys should check out, 2 mainstream songs that you guys should check out, and then 3 or 4 debut albums you guys should check out, as well. 4 debut albums you guys should check out. First of all, I guess we could go the Victory Road pay-per-view review. Now, before I even do this review, there was a video posted on TNA's YouTube channel of Bully Ray saying that he was gonna hold the pay-per-view hostage unless he got a #1 contenders match for the World Heavyweight title against James Storm for Lockdown, which is their next pay-per-view. And true to form, when the pay-per-view started, Bully Ray comes out and holds the show hostage. Cuts a promo. Give me what I want, give me what I want, give me what I want to know. I want a #1 contenders match, all this, all that. Storm comes out, obliges, then the first match of the night kicks off, straight off from the promo. I mean, not even 5 minutes, not even a second. It was the Cowboy James Storm versus Bully Ray. Cowboy James Storm basically kicks Bully Ray's ass. Gives him the last call super kick, and James Storm, the Cowboy James Storm, is your winner of match #1 of a very, very stacked pay-per-view. Segment number 3 was JB interviewing Austin Aries. Eric Bischoff cuts in, and JB begins to interview Austin Aries. Then Eric Bischoff comes in. You don't know what you're doing. Tells JB that you don't know what you're doing. All this, all that. You're a pathetic piece of shit, and all this and all that. So, Eric Bischoff interviews Austin Aries, and the whole thing of the night was Twitter questions. It was interactive. At hashtag Victory Road. So the Joe Schmo public got to ask the wrestlers a question or questions during the actual airing of the pay-per-view. So that's what Eric Bischoff and Austin Aries was doing. Austin Aries, and I don't remember the question that was asked by the Twitter fan. But yeah, Austin Aries was interviewed by Eric Bischoff instead of Jeremy Borash. And then we move on to segment number 4, X Division title match. It was Austin Aries versus Zema Ion. Match number 2. Austin Aries retains, pins Zema Ion by nefarious means, and Austin Aries retains his title. And then we move on to segment number 5, tag title match. It was Morgan and Crimson versus Joe and Magnus. Match number 3. And then what's been happening is Morgan and Crimson lost their titles to Joe and Magnus, and they've been trying to win them back as a team. So this was their last shot. This was it. The TNA heads up weren't gonna give Morgan and Crimson any more shots after tonight. So Morgan and Crimson go in, and basically Crimson walks away from Morgan, and 1, 2, 3, Joe and Magnus retain their titles. Match number 3. Segment number 6 was JB interview with Bobby Roode and promo, and they were talking about the later on match between himself and Sting, and how how Bobby Roode's gonna beat him up and all this and all that. Then Storm cuts in. Let's see. Yeah, Storm cuts in and confronts Bobby Roode and says, why do we have to wait till lockdown? Why can't we have the match now? I'm not looking for a wrestling match. I'm looking for a fight right here, right now. And of course, being the coward that Bobby Roode is, Bobby Roode backs up and leaves. So yeah, that's that. And then segment number 7 was Robbie E. Open match challenge for the TV title. TV title was on the line. I didn't realize that this open challenge was still ongoing. Devon, of all people, we haven't seen him in a while. Devon shows up through the crowd. He comes through the crowd, challenges Robbie E. Robbie E. the whole time was trying to beg off this match. Once he found out it was Devon, he was trying to get the crowd to challenge him. He was trying to get these overweight ladies to challenge him and all this and all that. Once he found out it was Devon coming through the crowd, he was begging off. No, I don't want this match. I don't want this match. Referee gets on the mic, says, you offered this challenge. Devon is your official opponent. And shockingly enough, Devon, after a leave of absence of his own choosing, Devon is your new TV title holder. Match number 4. So yeah, segment number 8 was a Dixie Carter promo, announcing the location of the 10th anniversary of TNA. It's going to happen in her hometown, down in the new stadium down there of Tennessee. So yeah. Dixie's promo, segment number 8. Segment number 9 was the Knockouts title match, which I missed this match. Unfortunately, I had to use the restroom, so I missed this match. But I did find out who won. I did not view the match, but I did find out who won. Gail Kim retains her Knockout title. Gail Kim was trending on Twitter. Gail Kim retains. So yeah. Segment number 10 was Daniels and Kazarian promo. Christopher Daniels and Kazarian promo. Of course, Christopher Daniels opens his mouth and keeps on talking. Kazarian hasn't said much, of course, and they're going, we're not going to tell. We're going to do this and that to AJ Styles, and of course AJ Styles teamed up with Mr. Anderson, who returned. I'm going to team up. Last week on Impact. AJ said he's gonna associate himself with an asshole. Then all of a sudden we hear Mr. Anderson's music, and Mr. Anderson is back in the company after the company hadn't had anything to do with Mr. Anderson or for Mr. Anderson for a long time. So Yeah. Let's see. Christopher Daniels was begging on, just absolutely trashing Mr. Anderson and AJ Styles. Kaz walks away from the promo. Then segment number 11 is actually the match. Kazarian and Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles and Mr. Anderson. Your absolutely athletic match of the night. Tip of the iceberg. AJ phenomenal as always. Of course, that's his name anyway, but phenomenal as always. Your winners are AJ Styles and Mr. Anderson. After weeks of Christopher Daniels and Kazarian getting the Duke on AJ Styles finally wins one. And hopefully we'll find out what the hell has been going on between Daniels and Kazarian. Little too late as far as AJ Styles is concerned. So yeah, good match. My favorite match of the night was Daniels and Kazarian versus Anderson and AJ Styles. So yeah. Segment number 12, interview with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, of course, begging, just trashing on Jeff Hardy. Kurt Angle saying that his son, he walked into his son's room and all that's all over the walls is Jeff Hardy posters, and instead of his dad's posters, and he's pissed off and he doesn't like Jeff Hardy for who he is or what he's been through, or all this and all that, the drugs, the mysterious alcoholism, the mysterious no-shows at the pay-per-views and all this and all that in the past. Kurt Angle brings all this up in the interview, in the promo that he cuts with Jeremy Borash. And so yeah. Then segment number 13 was the actual match, Kurt Angle versus Jeff Hardy. Kurt Angle, as usual, terrific match. Once again, on par with Daniels and Kazarian, on par with AJ Styles and Anderson match. Kurt Angle being who he is, he never disappoints. Kurt Angle wins by nefarious means. So yeah, and then we move on to the main event of the night. Actually, not yet. We move on to segment number 14. JB interviews Sting. And during the interview, Sting was asked by a Twitter follower, because this pay-per-view was interactive, don't forget, that what's it like to be the boss and a wrestler? Sting answers, all I feel is a wrestler right now, and all I want to do is beat up Bobby Roode. So the segment ends there, and then we go on to the main event of the evening. Sting versus Bobby Roode. Very good match. Bobby Roode had to carry Sting for a little while. End all be all, Bobby Roode wins. And then, what is the most disgusting part to me of the night, on top of a good pay-per-view, they throw in a disgusting display by Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode literally grabs a roll of duct tape, Sting, and Dixie Carter from ringside. Throws Dixie Carter literally in the ring, tapes up Sting's arms, and feigns like he's gonna hit Dixie Carter. Almost spits at her face again. Scares Dixie Carter half to death. This is pathetic. This is stupid. A wrestling program should never have a female. Should never have their owner, who's a female, in a by ringside area where that wrestler, who is as mean as Bobby Roode is right now, could do anything and everything he wanted, because he's the trained wrestler. So I don't understand why Dixie Carter was ringside when she knew that Bobby Roode was this volatile and this rude, and excuse the pun, and this stupid. Anyway, Bobby Roode just scares Dixie Carter. He does nothing to her except for scare her and say, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" By the end of the show, this crowd is screaming, "Fire Bobby! Fire Bobby! Fire Bobby!" So yeah, that's the your TNA Victory Road pay-per-view review video. Now I'm going to move on to music and give you guys some music choices that I think you should pick up. The first one I'm going to advise you to pick up, and all these are on iTunes, folks. The first one I'm going to advise you to pick up is a YouTuber by the name of Daniel Lowell. She is 16 years old, out of the province of Quebec, Canada, or I don't. She's out of Canada. I don't know what province. It's either Quebec or Manitoba, or one of the other popular one. But anyway, she's out of Canada. She's originally from Canada. And you should pick up her debut album, Off Limits. It's got 10 tracks, and I'm just going to name them off to you. Track number 1's Cute Boy. Track number 2 is Daddy's Little Girl. Track number 3 is Forever. Track number 4 is Off Limits. Track number 5 is Dear Mom. Track number 6 is Say Goodbye. Track number 7 is Never Say Never. Track number 8 is 6 Days. Track number 9 is Why Did He Leave Her? One of my 2 favorite tracks. And then track 10 is Need You. Why Did He Leave Her is one of my 2 favorite tracks. My other favorite track is track number 1, Cute Boy. So if you like Daniel's work, or if you haven't heard of Daniel Lowell, I will provide a link in the description of this video to her channel and to her and advise you to go to iTunes and search either Daniel Lowell or Off Limits. The title of her debut album. The other album that I advise you to pick up is by Jennifer J. Chung. She's a friend of AJ Raphael's, who I've mentioned many times on this channel. But she finally came out with her debut album, 4 Years and Counting. This one has 12 tracks, and I will name them off to you. Track number 1 is Common, Simple, Beautiful. Track number 2 is I Made It. Track number 3 is Mystery. Track number 4 is One Day. Track number 5 is Lost Boy. Track number 6 is Can We. Track number 7 is You Won. Track number 8 is This Is It, featuring Dumbfounded. Track number 9 is Very Last Time. Track number 10 is The Way You Do. Track number 11 is White Lies, my favorite track, one of my favorite tracks. Then track 12 is Running. White Lies and Common, Simple, Beautiful. Track 1 and track 11 are my 2 favorite tracks off of this album. Again, you can find it here on iTunes, and you can find her channel by simply searching in the search bar Jennifer J. Chung. She has 2 separate channels. Very talented artist, singer-songwriter. The way I found her was she was doing a cover of Reflection by Christina Aguilera. On her debut album, Christina Aguilera, it was the failed cover from the Disney Channel hit Mulan. Christina did a cover of Reflection off of that movie, and the single flopped, but she stuck it on her debut album anyway. And that's how I found Jennifer's channel way back in the day, when it was really popular to do covers without all the copyright bullshit on YouTube as there is today. But yeah, you guys either go to iTunes or you go to her website and pick it up. I believe she has a website. I'm not sure. She should. But it's the easiest way to pick it up is on iTunes. 4 Years and Counting is the name of that album. 12 tracks. Track 1 and track 11 are my two favorite tracks off of that album. White Lies and Common Simple Beautiful. So pick up Jennifer J. Chung's 4 Years and Counting if you are interested in that as well. I will provide a link, information in the description of this video as well. And then the other debut album that I want you guys to pick up. Daniel also has singles on iTunes. We Own the Night is one of her singles. And the other single that she has is entitled Invisible by Daniel Lowe. So pick up her two singles and her full-fledged album, her debut album, Off Limits, if you guys are interested. And I will be providing information in the description of this video as well. The other album I want you to pick up is, of course, Off Limits. The other album I want you to, it's a single. The other single I want you to pick up is Invisible. Esther Dean by Invisible by MGK, Machine Gun Kelly featuring Esther Dean. It's one of the tracks, one of the theme songs for WrestleMania 28, and I want you guys to go check that out on iTunes as well. Search Invisible or MGK if you guys are interested. Let's see. Also pick up Find Me by Christina Grimmie. She very talented artist for those of you who do not know, but most of us do know because she's posting videos every other week. She's constantly twittering and all that good stuff. But for those of you who've lived under a rock for the last 2 years, Find Me is her EP. Got 8 tracks on it, and the one favorite track that I love on there is King of Thieves. It's a haunting track that I think you guys should pick up. If not all 8, it's an EP again, and the title of it is Find Me. It's on iTunes as well. So yeah, you guys pick that up. Also pick up the Collision Course, which was a special album done with Jay-Z and Linkin Park. They take 3 tracks and they mix them up with Jay-Z's songs, and they took 3 of Linkin Park's tracks and phased them out with some of Jay-Z's tracks. So it's a 3-track album. The 4th track is a music video. So if you guys want to check that out, the name of that album is Collision Course, Jay-Z and Linkin Park. So yeah, do that if you would like. And then yeah, so also pick up Beautiful by Megan Nicole. She was one of Tyler Ward's Artist of the Month. Tyler Ward is a YouTuber here as well. He's a producer, promoter, everything under the sun. He does covers, cool covers, and Megan Nicole was one of his Artist of the Month, and she did a single of her own called Beautiful, and you guys should pick that up. It's all on iTunes as well. So yeah, that was. I'll also pick up album called Road Trip off of my best friend 2K's website. He's got a channel, Landmark Music, here on YouTube. He's trying to start this company up, and he's a very, very good beats maker. He makes beats and literally gives them away here on iTunes. I mean, here on YouTube, and literally gives them away also on his YouTube, on his website, his own personal website. So you can download them for free. You could use them. He doesn't charge anything, and he's a very underestimated, very excellent producer, beats maker, everything under the sun. His debut album, Road Trip. I'll give you information for that as well. Also, you guys, thank you for hanging in there with me. This video took a long time to compile together. I hope you like the review. Also, I will be giving you my WrestleMania 28 predictions here soon about two in particular matches: Chris Jericho versus CM Punk for the WWE title, and the Rock versus John Cena match, the obligatory posted match, which supposedly is going to sell WrestleMania 28, but it is not. What is going to sell WrestleMania 28, as most of you do know, will be Chris Jericho and CM Punk, as it'll be the most technical match on the card. So I will be giving you my thoughts on that pretty soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Coolman Jr. 88, your independent source for wrestling, NASCAR, and music news. Thank you guys. Peace out. Be blessed, and see you guys later.